Hello everyone, it is Monday, and that means it's time for a weekly draft video. This is actually my final hour of Devastation draft, so I'm pretty happy I opened up something pretty wacky, difficult to play, and overwhelming splendor. That's what we're going to take here. But anyway, so I'm not going to have a draft this Thursday, and not any next week either. I'm going to be doing the Ixalan limited review videos. No one's really probably even going to watch this draft a whole lot, because everyone will be interested in Ixalan by the time this comes out. So going to be a week or two without drafts, and then I'll be drafting Ixalan, of course. So, and you also get to see my limited review where I talk about every single card in the format in the near future. Also, I have a quiet mouse now. Some people were didn't like how clicky my mouse was. I have a quiet one now, so you don't even hear it anymore. But anyway, Overwhelming Splendor it is. Let's build some sort of wacky ramp deck that can cast Overwhelming Splendor. So if I wanted to do that, I could pick up Manalith right here. That might just be what I do. I mean, Fervent Paincaster, Aerial Guide, these are the responsible picks, but this is the last draft of this format. I could also take Beneath the Sands, which might be a little better since it has cycling. It probably is a little better. The difference is it's not colorless. Manalith is. Yeah, let's do Beneath the Sands. Okay, well, Oasis Ritualist it is. You don't have to twist my arm to play Overwhelming Splendor. Just give me all the Oasis Ritualists. Okay, normally I might have taken Ambuscade over the Ritualist. It's close. I think we're going to take Manalith here, though, instead, because I'm just all in on this wacky plan. You know, there's no point in you know, trying to win in this format anymore. I didn't do a lot of that anyway. My win percentage was right around 60%, which is generally my goal. It's like the bottom level of my goal, but I got there. I just didn't have trophies. Too many punts, basically. But yeah, we're going to take Manalith here. We could take a white card, but or a green card, but anything that adds mana is what we want. We don't have any of that here. We're going to take Farm, though. It's a good card. Farm to Market's a good card we want. Removal, too, if we actually want to get to casting Overwhelming Splendor. We're going to need it. Okay. Well, I think I like Sharpshooters more than Steadfast Sentinel. There's also a Feral Prowler, but I'm not going to get in the market for 2-drops just yet. Solitary Camel or Harrier Naga. I think I'm going to take the Naga. Well, we got some ramp here. Beneath the Sands, Manalith, Ritualist. That's pretty good, really. I mean, we did take Beneath the Sands way early than a sane person would have, but that's okay. That is okay. Sandwalla or Aven of Enduring Hope. Probably Sandwalla now. Aven's nice. It is another creature that sort of helps you get to the later game by gaining new life, but so does having 1 and 2 drops. So cutting green's not a bad plan generally anyway, because all the best ramp stuff like these Ritualists are in green. So yeah, I can get used to my quiet mouse before Ixalan drafts start happening. It was a little weird at first when I got it. A mouse that doesn't make any sound doesn't seem right to me. Well, we're going to take Ruin Rat here. You could actually end up, like, if you take, like, 3 Oasis Ritualists, you can actually splash Overwhelming Splendor, and it's not that crazy. Now we'll take the Aven. So we could end up being black. I mean, black seems really open, but we have decent... There's been decent white cards late, too. There just weren't any in the pack where we took the Ruin Rat. I also bought a new screen thing for my microphone that should hopefully cut down on echoing and such. So hopefully the quality of this video is better, even though, like I said, probably not a ton of people will watch it, since everyone's going to be excited for Ixalan, including me. I mean, I record these ahead of time. If I waited until almost all of Ixalan was spoiled, I don't know if I could motivate myself. At this point, all that's been spoiled is the foil rare sheet everyone knows about. I'm recording this. What's today's date? I'll tell you. It is August 24th. So you're getting this like 3 weeks later. But so there's not a lot of things spoiled right now. And, you know, as cards get spoiled, I start writing my limited review so that I can have it ready as quickly as possible. So freeing myself up. I'm also actually applying for jobs and stuff right now as well. Almost done with my PhD. So getting this out of the way weeks ahead of time. Well, that's a really late wildfire turn on me. It's not great, but probably better than your last pick. So freeing myself up from recording for a little bit before I go deep on the Ixalan limited review, which is obviously quite time consuming, is probably a good idea. So we got all our ramp early there. I was hoping we'd just get like an Oasis Ritualist in this pack. This is an interesting pack. Kill Spell's great. Desert's Hold's great. River Hoopo's great. Bloodwater Entity, I'd say, is also great. All good cards here. I'm leaning towards taking Desert's Hold. Bantu's Last Reckoning is nice, but ideally I'm just going to be a white-green deck and not be doing any sort of crazy splashes, unless I pick up way more fixing, which is possible. I mean, I do have the Ritualist, the Manolith, and the Beneath the Sands already. But you need more than that if you're going to splash a double white card. So I think I'll take Desert's Hold here. I could see taking Reckoning, maybe the Hoopo, especially if I was trying to be more responsible. But mostly I just want to play Overwhelming Splendor. That's mostly all I want to do. And removal does help us do that. We don't have any deserts yet, but we could get some. Unless it's in packs with Manoliths and stuff. Well. Wow. Okay. This pack's also really good. Hard pick for the last person as well. Has Grind to Dust, has If Near Deadlands, Sheffet Dunes, and Steward of Solidarity. All four of those are cards I'm happy to first pick, with Sheffet Dunes being the one I'm the least happy to first pick. So do we just take another Manolith because we're being kind of crazy here, or do we take Steward of Solidarity or Grind to Dust and try to splash black, which I think we can do? That is a good question. I think I'm going to take the Manolith. I'm crazy, so I'm not... I just want to win the game with Overwhelming Splendor, so that's how I'm drafting here. Not necessarily as an example. Okay, well, not a whole lot here. We could take a Steadfast Sentinel. We don't really want Overcome or Gift of Strength in this deck. So Sentinel it is. We could think about... Oh, no, never mind. Green's the one color you don't gain me life for. It's not cool. Yeah, we'll take the Sentinel. Another Farm to Market. Also a Desert. You know, things with cycling help us find Overwhelming Splendor a little faster. Also another Manolith. Yeah, I think I'm going to take Farm to Market this time, though. It needs the removal. Okay, now I'll take a Manolith. All the Manoliths. So we can basically just take the... Like, we're basically at the point where we can take cards of, like, any color if they're strong and we want them. So here I could take Okettra's Avenger or another piece of fixing. This isn't ramp, but it is fixing. And I don't think we need much more fixing, honestly. We could use more ramp, but not more fixing. So I'm just going to take the Avenger. It's definitely better in an aggro deck, but, you know, it's a two mana creature that does some stuff. Wall of Forgotten Pharaohs isn't bad if we actually had deserts. That could have been a good reason to pick up the desert we just passed. I think I am going to take it and see if I can pick up like a couple deserts late, but it seems kind of unlikely. I don't really want any of this other stuff. Appeal to Authority would be great if we were actually the green-white aggro deck, which is what you're supposed to do with green-white, but that's not who we are. I might still take it. I'll take it. Yeah, sure. So, 3 Manoliths, Beneath the Sands, Oasis Ritualist. Yeah, we can play things of any color. Unfortunately, nothing in this pack is very exciting. Why are you here? You should be there, and so should you too. Take another Ruin Rat, I guess. Don't really want any of these combat tricky things. Vizier of the True. Not really what we want. It also would be good in the green-white aggro deck. Well, we can splash this without very much effort. And I kind of doubt we do. It does go well. Wow, all the Ruin Rats, huh? It does go well with... if it was a splash in a green-white aggro deck once again. it would be much better, but that doesn't really seem like what we're doing. Probably not playing this since we got 0 deserts. Graven Abomination. Probably the card I have the most copies of from this format. Foil for all full art land. That wouldn't happen in real life. They're worth a lot more in real life than they are online. So getting some more 5s wouldn't hurt when we have 3 manoliths. Okay, so there's a pretty crappy ramp card here in Oashra Cultivator. You think about playing it. Our other options really aren't that exciting. So there's 1 green card in this pack and 1 white card in this pack. The best card in this pack is Magma Spray. Final Reward's pretty good, and we could splash that. But maybe I just want a Cultivator, a creature that can block a little and ramp us into Splendor. Yeah, what the hell. First pick, Oashra Cultivator. Let's do it. Yeah. We do need like an actual way to win the game, by the way. Like, I mean, granted, all of our creatures are just gonna be massive compared to our opponents, so we could probably win the game no matter what we have in play if we resolve this. Maybe I just take Binding Mummy here. We do have a few cards with Embalm, or I mean Eternalize, I guess, in this case. It's basically Bitterblade Warrior or Binding Mummy. Kenra Charioteer, again, we could splash it, but it doesn't seem that great. We'll just take Binding Mummy. Ooh, Sheffet Monitor, yes please. Ooh, oh, I probably want Naga Vitalist even more, though. Yeah, I do. Naga Vitalist it is. There's also an Evolving Wilds, but we have plenty of fixing, and we really haven't found a reason to splash anything. Final Reward's as close as it's gotten. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 ways to ramp into our Overwhelming Splendor. Protection of the Heckma. I hate that card, but it would be kind of funny in this deck. I think we just take another 2 here. This one doesn't ramp us or anything, but, you know, it is a 2-drop. Got some pretty good removal. Wouldn't hate. There's the Green Aura, which I should totally know the name of by now since this is the last draft. I'll probably play a couple more drafts with friends, but this is probably the last draft I'll record. It is the last draft of this format I'll record, and I've played a lot of drafts between the 2 formats, but I cannot recall what the enchantment that gains you life and adds mana to your mana pool is called. We could splash a Bone Picker, I guess. It doesn't seem like the worst thing. Yeah, let's take Bone Picker. Nothing else here is good for us. We could take it to the Center's Deliverance for our sideboard. Another 2-drop that's mediocre. I think I'm just going to take a mediocre 2-drop. Although this does have Cycling, which gets us to our Splendor faster. Or at all, really. Nice thing is we'll be able to cast Market out of our graveyard, which is a good source of card advantage. Let's take the 2-drop. Random 2-drops. I feel like we have enough random 2-drops now to protect ourselves early. And then we have removal for the middle part of the game, and then hopefully we get to Overwhelming Splendor on like turn 6. Renewed Faith. Oh, another Naga Vitalist. Yes, please. I was thinking about that Renewed Faith, but if you're going to give me more ramp, I wish I'd picked up like 7-drop creatures to go in this deck. It would make it way better than just having like Overwhelming Splendor. I don't know where the large green creatures are, but they're not here. I like Soul Stinger. It does kind of work well with like Oashra Cultivator. That's about it though, really. Could take Impeccable Timing or a Sacred Cat, neither of which I'm particularly excited about. I'll take the cat from my sideboard at least. Soulscar Mage. I don't know if I'm even going to bother splashing, which is really a sad thing because our deck is filled with fixing. But that's okay. It's all good. Yeah, black was probably the most open color. We saw that numerous times. If I had some of those big 7-drop green creatures, I would think about splashing Kenra, Charioteer. I mean, we haven't seen big creatures in any color, and we have fixing, and we could play big creatures in any color, and we really haven't seen them. Wildfire Eternal. What happens if we splash that? Pretty sure the answer is nothing. I think I'll take a Blazing Volley for my sideboard. Take advantage of the fixing. For my sideboard, at least. So, yeah, we don't actually have any... This is our only instant or sorcery. And casting it for free is useless because a creature has to be attacking or blocking. So, no reason to play it. I think I'll probably play Renewed Faith, though. Do I need to run 16... Do I need to run 17 lands in this deck? I probably don't, really. I can probably get away with 16 thanks to Manoliths and stuff. Yeah. I'm going to go with 16. Pretty excited about casting Overwhelming Splendor, but the rest of my deck is not super exciting. More monsters would have been nice. We could think about trying to splash this just to Finder Splendor, but man, is that bad. That's pretty bad. Okay. So green is where most of our ramping and fixing is. We're not actually going to run any islands. So 8/8's probably okay. Yeah. All right. Well, I'll see you guys in the first match. Hopefully we overwhelm people with our Splendor. All right, we're going to keep this hand. It's nothing special. Kind of looks like an aggro deck, actually, with turn 2 Ketra's Avenger. But it's fine, and we have a Manolith, so we can get ramping if we need to. Hey, Ketra's Avenger. Ooh, that was lucky. Okay. I think we're probably going to get to cast it this game, but we'll see. Our opponent could be blistering fast, in which case, not so much. But we're already 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Need a couple more sources of mana, and then we're there. Take 3 from this thing. Ooh, well, that's good news for us. We don't even need to exert because our opponent did not... their guy's not going to untap, so we're just going to attack him. And then play Manolith. Oh, he's going to kill it. Oh. Ouch. Now it feels like I should... Yeah, that's... Oh, okay. Yeah, that'll work. Wait a second. Your guy still dies. You just 2-for-1'd yourself. I'll take it, I guess. Manolith. So 4, 5, 6. One more source of mana, and we can drop the Splendor. Solitary Camel. Okay. Gonna play Sandwalla and Watchers of the Dead, and I'm gonna end my turn. People having enchantment hate is going to make us sad since we tried so hard to build around our thing. I'll block the camel with my Watchers of the Dead if he attacks. He is going to attack. And block I will. Trade away. Okay. Should I just be defensive here since I have Overwhelming Splendor? I think maybe I should. Because if things go wrong, you know, and our opponent manages to take us down like a ton of life, playing Overwhelming Splendor won't matter. So I'll block if he attacks. If our opponent wants to use a trick, I'm okay with that. Okay. Interesting. Why would you... Why? What? I I don't understand. Wow. Well, we could stop drawing lands now, deck. Come on. Do something for us here. Can't activate abilities. Yep, those guys aren't coming back. So I could trade with this one too, but I kind of want to hold on to a creature who can actually like get me the W here. Because if I don't draw any more creatures, it's bad. So we will take 3 this time. And we're going to play Overwhelming Splendor. God, our opponent has blue mana. Please, Lord. Don't let them counter this. We can't attack this turn is the funny thing. All right. Like I said, we can't attack. We're tapped out and our sand wall is only a 1/1. Ritualist. Okay. Well, that's a 1/1 now. Hello. All right. So we're going to attack. We have 1,000,000 mana. He can't really block this very effectively. Yeah, so we'll get in for 3. Play our Steadfast Sentinel, and in the turn... Okay, yeah, opponent scoops. They probably have Enchantment Hate in their sideboard, but hey, we got to do it once. Got to do it once. Cast Renewed Faith for free with our Wildfire Eternal. You know, maybe splashing the Charioteer isn't the worst idea ever. We do actually have 15 creatures in this deck. How many of them benefit from Trample? At least a little bit. These guys do. These guys definitely do. These guys don't really. These guys do. And it's probably not enough of a reason to play it. Nah. Could put in Appeal to Authority, I guess. I think this is a keeper. Got removal, creatures. Don't have ramp this time, but what are you going to do, you know? Okay. Well, we actually do have ramp in the form of our... This is literally the only time I've ever played that card. Even when I've built, like, more serious ramp decks, I haven't wanted to play it. I always find better ramp. Yeah, that makes her look pretty bad, though. Okay. So does being stuck on 2 lands. Not so good. What's with these 3-power creatures, man? She can't block those. There we go. So I think I'm going to hold on to her just to block and get a land. Because then if I can just play Sharpshooters next turn, I have to hit a land to do it. I'll be pretty happy. And if we can't do that, we can play, you know, one of these other things in our hand. So, but I think just chumping with her and getting a land is probably good. I mean, it's not great, especially now that our opponent has lifelink, but hey. So, yeah, we're going to block. We'll block the camel because we can actually keep our opponent from gaining the life by doing this. And we'll get a plains. And we'll take 3. Manolith. Okay. It means I'm taking 6 this turn, though. Maybe I don't want to do that so much. I think I'm going to play the Steadfast Sentinel. So I have a blocker for both of these guys. Just attacking with that, huh? Okay, I'll take it. So turning off Oasis Ritualist activated abilities isn't the worst. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Anything that can attack, we can use farm on. I think turning off activated abilities there is useful. I may as well attack here because I'm planning on blocking anyway, right? So let's offer that trade. Yeah. We are already much lower on life this game than we were in the last game. We do have multiple ways of killing stuff. Oh, like that. Luckily for us. She does have to attack us first, but yeah, I'll block. There's our Ritualist. Yeah. So, this isn't so good. Well, we're just going to have to take 3 here and go to 8, I think. And we're planning on farming the Angel. Can she exile herself? No, it's another. Right? Thank God. Solemnity? Why are you... What? I don't put counters on anything. That's interesting. Alright, get out of here. Had enough of you. We go to 8. Could have really used the land there. We're going to play the Ritualist, who sort of laughs at a 3-1. And now we finally have a bunch of mana, which is good. Wow, I'm really glad I turned off the Oasis Ritualist. Okay. I'm going to play the Bitterbow Sharpshooters here and see if we can get our offense going. If we ever play Manolith, we can start cashing in stuff from our graveyard, which is good. Hour of Promise. Okay, our opponent's going to get some deserts and some zombies. That's not a huge deal, though. Them casting something scary from their hand, however, is. Okay, so I think I'm just going to play Manolith here. I'm not really desperate to leave up mana for farm, actually. But what else am I going to do? I mean, I could play Harrier Naga instead. No, we'll play the Manolith. And we'll end our turn. Whatever big scary thing our opponent plays, I'm hoping we can cast Farm on it. If it's Sandworm Convergence, no, good, we can. We can farm that. I'm probably going to cycle Renewed Faith here. Yeah, I am. I could just cast it, but I think drawing the card is a little bit better and gaining 2. Yeah, I'll use its ability. I would like to gain 2 life. Okay. All right. So we want to leave mana up again for... We definitely want to leave it up now for farm. I think I just play a Harrier Naga here and in my turn. All these creatures can just block these zombies, so that's good news. Oh god, do you have another giant creature? No. Okay, you do, but it's not quite as scary. Not thrilled about it, but it's easier to deal with. Okay, do I want to cycle this Beneath the Sands? I might. 4, 5, I have plenty of mana now, really. So, yeah, let's cycle it. Okay. All right. So the nice thing about this is I can double block it with Harrier Naga and Oasis Ritualist, and then it can't kill my dudes. So I'm gonna play the Warrior, and I have to exert this if I want to have mana still, but I guess it's probably worth having to exert it. Yeah, we'll play Naga Vitalist. We just gotta draw Overwhelming Splendor. Our opponent can pump their whole team, which is pretty gross, multiple times. Ooh, we're just dead to that, I think. I was wondering why they were being as defensive as they were. Yeah, we're probably dead. Sheffet Dunes too, yep. Pump everything, yeah, okay. All right, that's a gross. Overcome's actually pretty good against Overwhelming Splendor too. Yeah. Could think about Life Goes On, but I don't think so. It's like a really terrible Renewed Faith. I mean, Renewed Faith already isn't that good. I would like to play first. Okay, well, we're going to mulligan that one. That one is reasonable. We go 2, 3, 4. How about that? They're all like mediocre cards. We'll keep that on top too. Probably play that on turn 2 now. Ramp out the Sentinel on turn 3. It's a devastating play. You know, even if we don't even win another game, at least we won one with Overwhelming Splendor. And that's all we really came here to do today, you know? So yeah, we'll play the Vitalist. Okay. Yeah, we'll just ramp into... I say sort of sarcastically because it's not that exciting of a thing to ramp into, but we did it. I never had time to cast those markets out of my graveyard, unfortunately. All right, we're gonna take the 3. Okay, so our opponent probably has a trick to really mess us up. So I'm just gonna play the Ritualist. Oh, he punted. Sorry. I don't know anything about that. I've never punted in my life. I'm just going to end my turn. I don't really trust my opponent. Even though he says he punted, there's a really good chance he has something. We've seen that he has tricks to untap his guys, you know, so. Hooded Brawler, okay. That is not easy to block. But it's not hard to block either. I think I just play another Steadfast Sentinel and plan on double blocking that guy. Which probably means I probably should have attacked there. Camel time. Interesting. Well, if our opponent has a trick, I'm okay with it, I guess. We don't have like anything to ramp into right now anyway, so. Okay. So I think I'm going to attack with one Steadfast Sentinel here and see what happens. We can just get it back. So if he kills it, I mean, it'll be much larger too. So I probably should have just attacked with both. So that's sort of a hidden place for our mana to go. Eternalize on mediocre creatures. I think I just empty my hand here. Just play it all in my turn. Where's my Overcome? That's right, we don't have one. We could have had one, but I was like, psh, we're not going to have enough creatures for that. We totally did. Okay, 2, 3. All right, so I'm going to attack with both Sentinels again. He can block one, but he has to take the other or trade, and it's not a good trade. He's just going to take it. Sounds good to me. All right, we're going to hold on to this land and pretend like we have our farm to market in our hand or something. Cycling Greater Sandworm. Ooh, we don't have an answer this time. We do not have an answer for that this time. That is not an answer. All right, well, I'm going to attack with this Harrier Naga. It's basically all I have that's worth attacking with. If I get tokens back now, it's not really very good. Because they can just make them disappear. So we've got to draw one of our removal spells. Or Angel of Condemnation will beat us. 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we already have mana right now for Overwhelming Splendor. Drawing that would work for me. It would turn off my opponent's board. Oh, he's exerting. He could have attacked before he exerted, but that works for me. Now we don't have enough mana. If we had Overwhelming Splendor, that may have been what he was afraid of. Of course, if we had it, we would have just played it, right? So, yeah. We didn't. God. We're only running 16 lands in this thing, man. Alright, so we're going to attack with both Sentinels again. And Harrier Naga, actually. Ooh. We're messing them up, man. End our turn. I thought he might have a way to untap his Angel. Okay, this time we're not instantly dead unless I did the math wrong. This is 10, 15, 19. I'm pretty sure we can just not die and then kill him with 4 damage. Oh, right, that. Exerting, that's the thing. So, keeping 4 damage on the table is not as easy now. We still don't die, but I think we have to lose basically everything. This Harrier Naga is going to untap. Can we keep Naga Vitalist in play? So this is going to be an 8 power creature. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. I'm still only counting 19 damage unless I'm... Let's wait for the game to tell us how much damage it is. Yep. So 12, 15. Yeah, it's only 19 damage. So I think we can survive and win here. So... this stops 4 damage, and that means 14 gets through... Oh, wait, no. Math's wrong. That means 17 gets through. So, yeah, we have to lose 1 Steadfast Sentinel as well. Guess we may as well block in a way so that we actually kill something. Like this. Okay, so our opponent's tapped out. We are stopping 7 damage. And they are swinging for 17, 18, 19, 20. That should be good, right? Is my math that wrong? Let's count this again because we have plenty of time. We're stopping 7 damage, and this is 12, 17, 21. So yeah, we will take the rest. And we win on our turn. We're going to win a match with this thing. And we even won a game with our friend Overwhelming Splendor. So, all right. Well, won our first match. Maybe we can actually win some packs here with this thing. All right. We would like to play first. Although maybe we don't in this deck. No, I think we do. I think this is a keep. It's a little risky, but we've got Manalith. So even if we draw a 3rd Forest, we're like, okay. And we already have a 2-drop too. So I feel okay about the situation. Just need to draw Overwhelming Splendor. Though we won 1 game last match without even playing it, so... Okay. Proven Combatant. Does not exactly strike fear into me. If we end up going up against a really aggressive red-white deck or blue-red deck, we're going to be in trouble. Okay, this might be what this is. Yeah, could be. That could be it. You're not going to attack. Come on. You're tapped out. So we probably play Manalith on our turn. And if we draw another land, that means you can play turn 4 Aven of Enduring Hope, which is not too shabby. If that thing costs 4, it would be like it would be first pickable probably. So that makes a big difference. Okay, I think we still play Manalith, even though we drew something we could play. Even if we can't play Aven of Enduring Hope next turn, we can play Steadfast Sentinel, so... Yeah. Not going to attack. I want to make it so my opponent has to attack with the Initiate. I mean, they could have a removal spell or something, of course, but... I would just trade for the Initiate and not feel too bad about it. Trade a 2 for a 2. Yeah, let's do it. All right. Opponent could have counter magic here, which would be annoying. But I'm going to play the creature that can come back from the graveyard just in case that is what they're holding. Supreme Verdict or something like that. Nope, countervailing wins. Same thing. But we'd rather have them cast their counter magic on that stuff instead of on our Overwhelming Splendor. So I'll take it. That thing got in for some damage. All right. Okay, well, I'm going to play Alashra Cultivator and Harrier Naga here. You know what I never got to draft in this format is the Sunmare, which would have been a really fun first pick too. I mean, I'm not complaining. It's nice that in my last draft I got a big, ridiculous mythic rare, but Sunmare would have probably been more competitive. Though we have won a match here, so I guess I can't complain too much, but I'm going to take that in the air. The good news is we have multiple ways of gaining life in our hand right now. We can sacrifice this to get more mana should we decide we need more mana. Well, I don't really need more mana. I'm going to attack with my Naga and see what happens. Gotta do some damage, right? Isn't that what you're supposed to do in this game? Drop your opponent to 0. Alright. So yeah, I'm going to play Manalith and Oketra's Avenger. I may counter my Manalith, I guess. That would be pretty mean. It's not the end of the world, honestly, if they do, but that would be mean. Because we can't also play Oketra's Avenger unless it resolves, and we can't play Haven of Enduring Hope next turn unless it resolves. Okay, they're just electrifying my dude, which I'm pretty okay with. Doodad, I guess. That does mean we can't really block Proven Combatant anymore, but both the creatures we have in play right now are good attackers anyway, and we can finally play our Aven next turn. So, that's good. Yeah, we'll take 4. Nope, take 3. Guess opponent wants to leave it back, so I have to exert my Oketra's Avenger, maybe? I don't know. Okay, well, I am going to exert it. And attack with both of these. So I have Steadfast Sentinel in my graveyard, which I have the mana for after I play my land. But I think I want to play the Aven. The only nice thing is our opponent can't counter the Steadfast Sentinel out of our graveyard, but I'm just going to play the Aven here, gain some life. If they have counter magic here, I'm going to be pretty sad. Oh, God. Just play a kill spell. Refuse. Oh, ouch. Does 5 to me. I do gain 3 of that back, but they also have Cooperate in their graveyard, which means they get to copy a spell, including my spells. So that's not the best news. The good news is a lot of our spells are not really worth copying, but Renewed Faith would be. We can just cycle it though, so it's not the end of the world. They're gonna get their dude back from the graveyard, and I'm probably gonna get my dude back from the graveyard now too. Yeah, that's probably what I'll do. The Sentinel, that is. I am gonna take 3. Oh, okay. I think I'd probably play that now. I'm going to attack. Maybe I don't. I think having a way to block the Aven, though, is probably worth it. Yeah. Let's do it. Doesn't mean we potentially go down to 4 here, but that's not the worst. Not when you have Renewed Faith. I don't really want to cast it unless my opponent doesn't have the mana for Cooperate, though. I will take 4. So my opponent doesn't know I can gain life. Hopefully they can't just kill me here with Ruins plus a burn spell. Oh, Inferno Jet will do it. I should have thought about that. Yeah, definitely should have thought about that. Be hilarious if I had the mana right here to gain 6. But we don't, so. Yeah, Inferno Jet is pretty nice. Our deck didn't do terribly there, though. Life Goes On against Inferno Jet isn't the worst. It's also not very good, though. It's not the best, I guess is what I'm saying. Do we want Sacred Cat against this opponent? We might. Chump blocking and gaining even more life. Could cut like Watchers of the Dead. Yeah. Let's do it. Should have chump blocked that thing. The gross thing about Inferno Jet is now I have to play the rest of the games. Like, if I can anyway, I have to keep from going down to 6 because that could just mean I lose if my opponent has the mana. So, not so good. Alright, well, that Sacred Cat paying off right away. I think we'll play it turn 1. Hold on to the Cultivator for later. Just gave me some life. Ooh, okay. Colorless Desert on turn 1. Seems a bit strange. So I think I play O'Catcher's Avenger now instead of the Cultivator. We just try to do some damage early here. We've only seen Overwhelming Splendor once, which is kind of nice. You know, we haven't ended up with it in our hand in games where it just can't do anything. I'm a little surprised to see Wall of Forgotten Pharaohs out of our opponent. It actually seemed more aggressive than it did dirtily. So we're going to attack. We're going to go back up to 21. And we're going to play Harrier Naga too. Our opponent can start using the wall next turn. But as of right now, we can just negate that with the life we gain from our Sacred Cat. So we're just curving out here. Don't mind us. Pathmaker Initiate. Well, I can still basically throw everything at my opponent here without being too concerned. And we will. I'm going to exert the Avenger. And then we'll play our other Harrier Naga. Opponent could like Magma Spray it in response or whatever. We didn't see that from them at all though in that first game. We do have Farm to Market, which isn't the worst thing to use right now since we seem to be in a damage race. But I don't think I'm going to use it just yet. And we will play another Harrier Naga. Opponent drops us to 21. Double Wall of Forgotten Pharaohs, really? That seems unnecessary. Okay. I might play one of them now because they're really holding back my damage here. I probably should have run one island in this deck. Although with so many manoliths, I didn't really think about it. Because running one island would mean I could search one up and be able to cast Market, which wouldn't be bad. Okay, yeah, I'm going to Market. I'm going to farm, I mean, this thing. We do take 1 damage. But we get in for 1 and we go up to 21. Our opponent loses one of their walls. Oh god, I tapped my mana so wrong. Love it when I do that. Could have played my Cultivator, which was sort of my plan. But what do you have, like 5 walls? No, you're cycling because you're stuck off of a color. So playing this desert is not the best call usually because it produces colorless and does almost nothing. Not super high on that. Okay. But that's coming from a guy who just didn't tap his mana right, so what do I know? So everybody's getting in. But yeah, if I had an island right now in my deck, I'd be pretty happy. Okay, we get in for 7 here. Opponent finally is going to block. So we get in for 6. Drop our opponent to 7. So we're going to go ahead and embalm. And we're also going to play Oashra Cultivator. I could have thought about farming there, but I want to see what my opponent was looking for blue mana for before I sort of throw caution to the wind and try to blow up their Wall of Forgotten Pharaohs with my farm instead of using it on something scary. Thirsty, okay. Well, now it really feels like I should have gotten rid of that wall. Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to attack with both of these. No, not going to use it. All right, we go back up to 22. Play this land, and we end the turn. Opponent pings us for at least 1 here. We haven't been below 20 yet, though, and that's pretty good news if you're up against someone who's playing Inferno Jet. Do I sack this? Maybe. If I had an island, I would. I can tell you that. Because I could use some looting. Okay, yeah, opponent not in a great place, but I think they were digging for more land, and they did get a land. Do I sacrifice my cultivator? I don't think I'm going to. All the lands. All right, so we're going to attack with everybody. Do we want to bring in Blazing Volley against someone running this many X1s? I don't know. All right, so the opponent's taking 4 here. So it seems. Oh no, they've got Electrify for me. Okay, so they're taking 1 here. Now it's not really worth blowing up the wall, honestly, because our opponent will have... we won't be able to get in for enough damage anyway, so... I think now I probably do sacrifice this because it gets me to the 8 mana that we're going to need. Thins out my deck a little bit. Maybe gets us a Manolith that we need so desperately for market. Well, we'll probably want to play farm on that thing at some point soon. So I'm not going to do it. Okay, now I got Vitalist. You do have power and toughness. So that does matter. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So yeah, I'm going to hold on to this forest in case I actually draw the blue mana I need to... Yep, finally below 20. In case we draw the blue mana that we need so badly for our market in our graveyard. Five mana. Ooh. Well, now I probably try to kill that before I try to kill anything else. All right. We're going to take the 3 to the face. And yeah, we're going to do this. Come on, Overwhelming Splendor. Really? Oh. Our luck with lands has been ugly. Okay. So do we try to coax a block out of our opponent here some way or another? This is 5 damage. If our opponent blocks with the Ceradon, we can blow it up. While also potentially doing some damage. So I think that's what we do. I think we exert this as well so that my opponent doesn't really have great options to block it. All these lands in my hand, I can lose Naga Vitalist at this point and not really care. Does the opponent just take it? Nope, doesn't look like they are. So we're going to blow that up, drop our opponent to 4. They're going to drop us to 15. We need to stop drawing lands really badly. This is part of what's sort of a problem, though, I guess, with playing a ramp deck and not getting more than Overwhelming Splendor. You know, if we just don't get it, we're in some trouble. Opponent gets in on the ground. Come on, Splendor. Okay, Manalith will work. That will work for me. Okay. So my opponent can just give all his creatures flying anyway, so I think I'm just going to pitch this and get the second half of it, which also gives me 4 power next turn. I could play it this turn, though, so... And it can attack okay into this board. Yeah, okay. And that does mean we sort of have to wait to cast the other one of these, but that's okay. So opponent can hit us for 7 in the air next turn. Not so good for us, because they can also then do 4 to us over the next 2 turns with Ramunap Ruins. They can't be ultra aggressive, though. My Avenger's untapping everything I have I could attack with, theoretically. But they're probably going to do some damage. Oh, that's actually pretty good. As low as we are and in this tight race. Okay. I am going to attack with Steadfast Sentinel and Oketra's Avenger and exert it. Yeah, that's all. If they want to block my Sentinel, I can obviously get it back. So they could block it with their Initiate, of course. That's what they're going to do. All right. 2, 3, 4. We only have 5 mana, so we can't quite also do the Sentinel, but gaining some life is big here. So I was playing a flying blocker for Aerial Guide and Friends. So let me go back up to 15. Our opponent is going to try to bring us down to 6, I guess. Maybe they have 2 Inferno Jets in their hand. That would be uncool. There's even Initiate. Back into the fray. Okay. Maybe I cast this first. Because I have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 mana. I could also just hold on to it and cast it next turn. I'm not in a huge amount of danger here. So let's hold on to the land, and I don't think I attack with anything here this turn. Nope. Opponent can drop us to 12 here with Wall of Forgotten Pharaohs, and they do. Renewed Faith would be nice. This looks scary. Ooh, it is. It's ominous even. Okay, Ominous Sphinx. Okay. All right, so yeah, we don't really need that. We're going to pitch it. Pitch it all. Well, depends what we draw, but probably pitch it all. Hey, there's Renewed Faith. Yeah, we're going to lose both of these. I'm going to play Bitterblade Warrior. And this time, if they have Inferno Jet, we have mana up for Renewed Faith. So that's a nice change. I think I attack with this. My opponent has to double block it if they want to kill it. Or chump block it or whatever. They can't do a lot to it. So I think breaking up their board some more here is a good idea. I mean, they have to, at minimum, chump block it. And if they want to kill it, they have to block it with two things that actually have power. And that's what they're going to do. So, and we're okay with that. The more we get off the board, the more easier it will be for us to get in for 4 damage, theoretically. All right, we will end our turn. Go to 11. So we got 15 cards left, and one of them is Overwhelming Splendor. So it's kind of like the longer we can make this game go, the more our chance of winning increases. Really, hopefully anyway. Ideally, I'm just going to cycle Renewed Faith, but I'm a little too scared to do that. Oh, interesting. It can block now, like my creatures with flying and stuff. Yeah, it's pretty obnoxious. Now you can attack with your 4/4 and not really be worried. Yeah, I'm definitely in range of the Inferno, whatever it's called. The 6 damage spell. Opponent too scared to do anything. Of course, we drew another land. All right. I think we attack with the Bitterblade Warrior here. You can exert him. Because our opponent has to lose something to block it. Probably just a 3/2, but I'll take it. Don't have to. They could go to 1 here, I guess, if they really want to. I'm okay with that. Yeah, that's what they're going to do. Block with that. All right. And we will end our turn. Just hold on to this land, because who needs it, you know? So I think our opponent is going to try to kill us with Inferno Jet based on what's going on right now. I'm hoping it leads to my opponent being overly aggressive here, like attacking me with their Sphinx and pinging me or something here. Nope. Okay. Well, I think I cast Renewed Faith here just because I can. Yeah, we're going to cast it straight up. Cast it. All right. Haha! I knew it was there. Somewhere. Here you go. That's what we've been waiting for. Okay. Well, this is a 2/2, thanks to the cartouche, but it doesn't get any of the abilities from it. It doesn't have flying or anything. Yeah. All right. We've won 2 games with Overwhelming Splendor. How about that? Gaining life has been big. Makes me wish I had a freaking desert in my deck for that. I'm really considering Life Goes On. In that game, Renewed Faith was basically a bad Life Goes On. Generally, having the option to cycle is better, but not when I'm worried about going to 6 life. No, I'm not bringing it in. I refuse. Even in this wacky draft. Right, I think this is a keep. Got some ramp going on. We can play turn 3 Steadfast Sentinel, which is like the dream. Got some removal now too, which makes it a lot better. This can block some early silly things until we want to cash it in for some manas. Yeah, it can block that. No, I think we still play the Vitalist and just try to go for Sentinel here. Good news is, in blue-red, our opponent does not have enchantment hate. They could bounce Overwhelming Splendor, which could be pretty bad, but they can't permanently remove it like green and white can. So not seeing either of those colors is encouraging. That's less encouraging. Do I just put Desert's Hold on that? I might. That's going to mess me up. Yeah, let's put Desert's Hold on that. Yep, not attacking. Don't really want to trade for Firebrand Archer. All right, well, I am going to declare block here. See if my opponent can do anything about it. If he can, I'm not that upset, so... I don't really... I mean, losing the Cultivator hurts a little, but not much. Blazing Volley. Yeah, okay. Do you have a second Blazing Volley? Because that would be mean. Well, we're going to get in for 1 here. Hope you're prepared, opponent. Take that. All right. Steadfast Sentinel it is. If our opponent counters it, we can eternalize it next turn, so it's not the best use of a counter spell. So that part I'm okay with. I am fine with that. Yep. Unless they blow up our Vitalist, then we can't. We can't actually do it next turn. God, do they have another counterspell? You know, if they do have a counterspell, I don't really care. Because I'm going to do this. You can't counter that. Well, unless you have the 3-1 with Flash, but didn't see it there. We could have Electrify, which is effectively a counterspell. Nope, just even Reed Stalker, which is not something I'm thrilled about either. But it's not the scariest. Struggle. That's bad news. Losing our dude is bad news. We got nothing that can block. We need our life gain, and we need it badly. Okay, Manolith. Then we're just going to empty our hand here. Why not? So we have the mana for Overwhelming Splendor. We have more than enough. So we just got to hope we draw it again. And this time we're not in nearly as good of a position because our opponent is beating us down. So he could easily next turn have us within range of... Yeah, no, we're pretty much dead unless we draw it here. Or a removal of another kind. Okay, that does buy us a turn, I think, yeah. Opponent can hit us for 6 here. So it will buy us a turn. That turn could mean the world. Could mean whether we win or lose, but it could also mean nothing. So, yeah, you're going to take 6 to the face. Hold on a second. Oh, I don't have a choice. What am I thinking? Of course, I have to take the 6. So, I can survive if they have Inferno Blast here, but just barely. Okay, Hieroglyphic Illumination. Draw some more cards. Do I cycle here, or do I do something different? Well, Forgotten Pharaohs. Well, we're going to gain the life. It's not really going to matter. Probably should have cycled, actually. Probably, if we draw Overwhelming Splendor here, or it's the card after, I'm going to be like, yeah, I definitely should have cycled. We did not. Could be the next card, though, and we're not necessarily dead. If our opponent has to have the Inferno Blast, so... Where's our reach or our flyers? That's what we need. Could just be... Oh, we are just dead here. What am I talking about? Ramanop Ruins. Yeah, we're just dead. Let's see if our next card is Overwhelming Splendor. It's not. Okay, good. You know, that means my bad play wasn't quite as bad. All right, well, we didn't win our second match, but we did win one game once again with Overwhelming Splendor, and that's what I'm aiming to do. All right, we do want to play first. I clicked off a little too early on the last video, away from the recording. My new mouse a little more sensitive than my old one. Sorry about that. You didn't really miss anything though. I mean, you saw the whole game. One of my comments was gone. So this is an okay hand. We've got ramp. What more is there to say? I might actually play a Catcher's Avenger on turn 2 here, just to get in for the damages, because it's not like we're ramping in anything right now, so I think I will play it. And we can play all these other ramp spells whenever. See, this is the other deck. This is a deck we don't want to see too much of. Red-white. It's a little too spicy for us, I think, but we're just going to attack. See if it eats an impeccable timing or something. Looks like we're actually going to get in for the damage. So, I think I might cast Beneath the Sands here. The next turn I can cast Manolith and Naga Vitalist. Yeah, let's do it. Beneath the Sands. Maybe keeping the Beneath the Sands could have been worth it because I could have cycled it away later. And you know, if I don't get, like... If I keep drawing all this ramp and I don't really need it, which is entirely possible. But... Wow, opponent definitely off to a slow start. We should try to take advantage of this. Our deck is not exactly well equipped to do so, but... We've got to have a kill spell here, I think. Didn't have one. If we make him use Struggle... Yeah, Sandblast, that works too. Okay, so... Gonna play Manolith. This would feel so much better if we actually had something to ramp into. Our opponent's probably going to be really scared that we have something to ramp into. But we don't. So, not in our hand. We could draw it. Yeah, keeping Beneath the Sands in my hand probably was the smarter move if we really want to draw some action here. God. Look at all these Manoliths, though. Really, it's too bad we didn't pick up like a Sifter Worm, a Greater Sandworm, a Rampaging Hippo. Any of that would have been nice for us. To be fair, white does not really have any good big creatures to ramp into. Green has them though. Red has them. I mean, like Granitic Titan would have been good in our deck if we were red instead of white, but and we have 8 mana, 9 mana. Yeah, we have 9 mana. What do we need that for? Nothing. We're gonna take 2. Ooh. How about that, huh? We had to get lucky at some point with our Overwhelming Splendor. I guess we've been lucky with it a few times, but we haven't drawn it this early. Can't cycle things. Can't do anything. Can't do anything. We just got to draw a creature, and it'll show us the way. It is possible our opponent has a main board enchantment hate spell, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. I'm not going to attack into the 1/1. No cycling, no embalming. Turns off all activated abilities that aren't mana abilities or loyalty abilities. Didn't want to nerf planeswalkers for some reason. They could also have cast out. That would be bad. Yeah, white is not a good color to be going up against with your Overwhelming Splendor as your haymaker. They have too many ways to blow it up. Some of them at common and uncommon. I think they might be trying to use an activated ability. I don't know. I don't know. Not sure what's going on over there. Yeah, we just got to draw like our Harrier Naga or something like that. A 3/3 can win us the game at this point. A 1/2 is probably not quite going to do it. Yeah, he must be trying to do trying to cycle or something. Like the 4 mana cycler that does, it's 6 mana to do 7, or 5 mana to do 7, or 4 mana to do 2 and cycle it. And I think maybe he's trying to cycle that, kill this, and then attack for 2. But he can't. He can just cast it and attack for 2. That would also be a problem. Not a huge one. I mean, it's going to take them a while to take us down, but we are out of gas, so we've got to draw something. Okay, they're playing a Sparring Mummy, which is just a 1/1. So that's good for us. Give me a creature, please. Oh, no. The longer we don't actually take advantage of having Overwhelming Splendor in play. Now he's got to be cycling something. That's not allowed. I'm sorry. My Splendor is too overwhelming. Yeah, I think they must have been trying to cycle something earlier, and that's what they're trying to do now as well. Okay. I definitely block if they attack with any of this nonsense. Make him use a trick or whatever. Oh yeah, look out. The Watchers of the Dead are actually worthy attackers right now because my opponent can just, they have to double block it to kill it. They could have a kill spell, you know. But making them double block is good. Like every card of ours we can turn into 2 of theirs is another step towards winning. Interesting. Very interesting. So I'm just gonna block. Which of these is the worst if my opponent can actually get it? Let's say this guy. Let's block there and see what they do. Probably have a trick or something. Yeah, they have Blur of Blades. That's just a 2-for-1 though, so as I mentioned, I am in favor of that. He was trying to get me to block with my Vitalist, I think, which would have been far worse. Our guy would have just died. Desert's Hold. I don't think I need to spend that just yet. I'm going to hold on to that and in my turn here. Is our opponent going to try to cycle again? It's not allowed. I wonder what they think is happening that they're not able to cycle. I don't know. But, you know, I mean, if they think it's the game, then I'm surprised they haven't sent me a message. Like that there's a glitch. I'm going to hold on to this in a world where our overwhelming splendor gets taken down. Right, so I'm going to block one of these again. See what happens. All right, that is dead. I'm probably just going to cast Farm if he attacks this time because I want to be able to cast Market. That's really the only reason. We need to find something that can win us the game here, and Naga Vitalist is not that. Yeah, I'm glad you don't have your activated ability. I can tell you that much. Don't hate that you don't have yours either. Opponent not going to try to bring the Thunder this time. Didn't end so well for him last time. Okay. All right, that is actually pretty good. It can come back from the graveyard and be way bigger than any of them. And it's already a lot bigger than any of them are. This time, if they want to use a trick, we can use Farm. So we can declare blocks here and farm. Although the trick they used actually put the token on my guy. So using that again, we wouldn't be able to free our guy from death necessarily. All right, opponent decides to scoop. We got there with Overwhelming Splendor again. That's living the dream. I don't think we really want Sacred Cat in this one. Can we actually go 2-1 with this thing? Will I go 2-1 with a deck I like screwed around on and gone? I mean, you know, I did try to after we took the Splendor. I took a few ramp cards a little earlier than I normally would, but it wasn't the craziest of drafts. But still, I took other drafts way more seriously and went 2-1 in most of them. So we're gonna have a 2-drop, a 3-drop, and a 4-drop in this game. So occasionally our deck sort of turns into a mediocre aggro deck in the early game, which is nice. It usually means we get in for a little bit of damage. So when we resolve our Splendor, oh god, that's not cool. So when we do resolve our Splendor, we have plenty. We don't have to get as many creatures to help us. One's enough. So, Steward of freaking Solidarity. Such a good card. There's their Binding Mummy. I would totally block Steward of Solidarity if it attacked here. I would kill it so hard. Opponent's not going to attack, though, which is probably wise. I will play Harrier Naga and in my turn. Probably play the Sentinel next turn unless we see... unless Overwhelming Splendor or something comes into our hand and we want to ramp a little more quickly. This can block everything reasonably well, too, so we have that going for us. Opponent definitely into cycling, so I think we shut off a bunch of cyclers in their hand that last game, which is good. Anybody gonna attack me? Okay. Tell you what, I'll trade my Binding Mummy for your Binding Mummy. Mine isn't nearly as good as yours. so yeah, I think I do play Steadfast Sentinel here. And I probably should have attacked with my Harrier Naga first, because I think I'm also going to do that. Sandblast. Or some such thing, yeah. All right. It's interesting they're doing that on their own turn. They must be able to play a big enough blocker. Yeah, oh, that's why they did it on their own turn. Answers that question. Okay. Still don't have any good attacks. Oh, hello. Well, 3, 4, 5, 6. That means we can play our Splendor next turn. So I'm pretty happy about that. These guys are already 1/1s, obviously, but turning this thing off is a big deal because it is a monster. I'm hoping they tap out for some big creature here, and then I just go Overwhelming Splendor and ruin their lives. Three, 4, 5, 6. Yep, we will have 8. We have to exert our Ritualist, but that's well worth it, I think. If they had Enchantment Hate in their sideboard, they almost certainly sided it in. We're just going to take 3 here. There's like no reason for us to decide to block that thing at this point. Not worth it. Okay. And Overwhelming Splendor. Target you. You can make a warrior in response. And your guy will actually untap because it'll no longer be exerted, I think. Guess we'll find out. All right. Opponent just scooped to it. We went 2-1 with our Overwhelming Splendor. That was pretty fun, and it went relatively well as well. So thanks for watching. I'm glad this last draft ended up being a pretty entertaining one with a wacky card that I wasn't brave enough. There was, I think, a draft I recorded a few weeks ago where I didn't decide to take the Splendor because you do need to be kind of crazy and take some of the early ramping as opposed to like good removal spells or good creatures to make it work. And we did in the end. We also got lucky enough to draw it as it was really our only win condition. So going to be missing, my draft video is going to be missing for about a week and a half, but it will be replaced by a ton of Ixalan content starting on Friday. So I'm excited to start the limited review, and I'll see you guys, I'll see you in other videos, but the next draft video not going to be until an Ixalan draft. So I'll see you then.